Hey friends. If you're like me, I'm sure you've wondered about God's purpose for all the difficult circumstances you've faced in the last few months. In my case, those questions started back in September when doctors discovered I have yet another condition that required not only surgery, but the permanent use of the one piece of medical equipment that I never ever wanted. It took a little while for me to accept and adjust to my new normal. But then, just as I began to feel comfortable in my new daily routine, so I could continue being productive in my public ministry, the pandemic hit and my life pretty much stopped. Again. Truthfully, I was really depressed for a while. What was God doing to me? What would become of all my work? My head was filling with all kinds of toxic thoughts. Thankfully, though, becoming a co-leader in the women's ministry this year motivated me to spend even more time with God than ever before. Through all my recent Bible study, Jesus has been reminding me that if I can change my perspective, I will begin to understand His purpose in all my challenges, and the same is true for you. As Paul writes in 2 Corinthians 10:5, we destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ. I know things can get really hard and lonely sometimes, but I encourage you to join me in striving to think about your struggles from God's perspective, just like it says in Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Ask yourself, how is God going to use this part of my story instead of why is everything falling apart? And remember what Paul also says in Philippians 1:12 about his time stuck in prison. I want you to know, brothers, that what has happened to me has really served to advance the gospel.